It's not a face mask, but the face mask is an ugly smell. And I'm just gonna put this on, and I'm gonna try to find contact. I need something really good to go in my natural hair because I really hate it. Always wearing my hair or using this is cute. I like the weather really, and it always has really. I don't care if people say that. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit warmer today, but I don't really care. This is gonna be a really fun, but like I'm not gonna go on a wild goose chase just find a phone right now. Okay, this is good. A few weeks ago, I moved to a new school. So I wrote the idea. So my school starts at 8:20, and it's currently 5 a.m.
You have no fucking idea how great you really are. Because you are using such minimal of what you have. It became a way of living. So how I do it every day is how I do it every day. And it's a discipline, it's a regimen, it was a choice I made. And the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice? And what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are you be? And I was willing to give everything to do that. When you put that practice in every day, you lace them up. And I mean, Brian, it's just a metaphor for life. You lace them up every day. Pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset. Like everybody go fuck this stuff. I know what I know. I've listened to myself enough to know. I know what I know. None of you can hear what I'm hearing. And that's what people don't do enough of. They don't listen to their journey. They listen to everybody else's shit. Before you know it, I'm crazy. I'm so fucking crazy. How am I so successful? How did that happen? The hack is gonna fucking suck. And that's what I realized. That's what I realized. Right? That's why I want to come on here today. I don't want to come on here and talk about no fucking passion and purpose and how to get the fuck out of bed, how to hit a fucking alarm clock, all this catchphrase bullshit. Because that wasn't how I lived. That wasn't how I lived. I woke up like everybody did. No override bloody. It's the conversation in your head. So how do you do that? We don't have enough of these conversations about the real conversations that every human being is having. And they have no idea how to get out of it. They do. It's that I realized that everybody's stuck. That's the one thing I realized. I walked around and I put these people on a fucking pedestal. Everybody was better than me. So I can't tell you anything about me because you're going to judge me and I'm going to feel even worse than what I am. What I realized, once I calmed my mind down and sat back and looked at how jacked up this world is, once you realize that you are not alone, everybody that's talking to you about how jacked up you are, only thing they've done better than you is they give you their world better than you have. That's all they've done. So once I realized that, if you want to sit back and, like, for instance, there's all these things that are on TV, and we have all these news people judging people who fuck up in life. Wow, I'm going to judge the hell out of you. I know that about people. So if you want to sit back and judge how jacked up I was and how messed up my life was, Merry Christmas, go for it. Have a good time. But I'm smiling at you right now, knowing you have a secret that you're not willing to share. It gives you a lot of power when you're able to go on a podcast and say, hey, tell me, I'll tell you anything you want to know. I no longer care. And that is a lot to feel good. Yes, and that's another thing about it. When you are willing to talk about how jacked up you are, the strength, that big rock that you carry, it just starts to come off. It just starts to come off. That's why I do it so often. Like, hey, man, I'll tell you anything you want to know. I'm tired of being afraid. That are easy. And that is, it builds no mental toughness, it builds no mental hardening, it builds nothing. When you working out is where you can build that the fastest. Because it's a constant, it gives you instant feedback. Yeah, you may not lose the weight you want to real fast, but the discipline it takes, it transfers over to all aspects of your life. It's not people, man, why are you always working out? Stop looking at it that way. This is the foundation of life. When you look in the mirror, every morning we all look in the mirror you're supposed to get. So you have to, in life, once you leave your house, the war begins. In your house, you have some control. And that reflection in the mirror, you have to control that reflection in the mirror. That's how you start your day. Leave your house feeling like, okay, I can fight. I've established the mentality to fight. And all that comes from working out. It's not just from, you can't find that in the office. There's a lot of them out there. But most of them are that way for one big reason. They can't see themselves doing it. They can't see themselves doing it. It's one big reason. The other reason is a lot of it is jealousy. When you set these humongous goals and they see that you're getting at it, let's say, for instance, we have a family. Let's say we're all a big family here. Sometimes you're an overachiever and you have people, that's what I talk about the mediocrity thing. A lot of our family members, a lot of our friends, they're mediocre. There's always those couple of guys who are uncommon, who want to be better. But you make that mediocre motherfucker feel like shit. Whether it's your mom, your dad, whoever, you make them feel horrible. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. You get somebody around you who's trying to be better, and you don't have the drive that they have, it's a constant reminder of how fucked up you are. You have to know that that's what it is. Anybody in your course not saying, man, get after it, but I'm so proud of you, they have a problem with themselves. Because all you're trying to do is achieve more. If that's a problem for somebody, you have to look at them and say, man, you really have a problem with yourself, huh? It's much deeper than what you think. It lies deep in your soul. How was I going to fix myself? Because I saw how ugly I was towards other people who were great. I was able to look back and say, man, you don't hate that much. That's where it comes from. You have to know where it comes from to be able to solve it. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything. And guess what happens? That alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. It's train. I don't want to be a SEAL today. I don't want to be whatever today. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. That's why I talk about clearing out the mind. Until you really want to do something, you're always going to be a talker. You're always going to run your fucking mouth. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. There's a lot of cookie cutter shit out here in this world. Oh, discipline, wake up early, take a cold shower, this, fuck that, whatever. It's all fucking bull. It's not. But what they don't teach you within the cookie cutter, it's like our minds are like a fucking garage. And the garage, if you open a garage that's all cluttered up, it's all fucked up, you can't put your car in there. You got boats and you got fucking kids' toys everywhere. But if you organize that fucking garage and you put everything in its rightful spot, you can put that car in there, you put 2 cars in there, you put bikes in there. And that's like with the mind. People talk about discipline, determination, repetitions and all this shit in that mind. Because there's no room for consistency. They may do it once, but then the mind takes over, the cluttered fucking garage comes in, and then it's like a circuit breaker, man. A circuit breaker just overloads and sparks. And our minds, that's our mind, man. It's like a fucking circuit breaker that's so much in it, you keep on loading, you can't put any more into it. So I talk about it in there, man, so much about clearing space in your fucking mind so that you have room for all those disciplines. Waking up early, taking those, because they do need something. But we don't get to that dark matter that is keeping you from clearing out that mental garage. You look at, fuck, I gotta take care of the kids schedules all fucked up, my husband, my wife, I'm going by McDonald's to get this, I'm rushing my schedule, everything's just,
I wish I was doing this, but I'm doing that.
That's it.
This, I want to raise, but I can't get one.
That's it.
Boss the asshole.
Where's greatness in that, man? You can't fit discipline in that. You can't fit structure. You can't fit consistency. You can't fit the grind. And then you try, it just gets overrun by the clutter in your mental garage. People have talent. People have a lot of talent. And this is going beyond your talent. So when there's no more talent, what happens to you? Most people quit. people only go to their talent level. And once their talent level is gone, it becomes a mental game. That the whole mental game sets in there. And most people can only perform to their talent. And they realize, man, why am I always messing up right here? Why is this like my big hurdle? It's because you're performing to your talent. And after that, your mind has nothing for you. Nothing for you. I see fighters, I see runners, I see people who they're great, but they get to the edge of their talent. It's like, oh, man, what's up? Because you're now at the point now where your talent ain't gonna do shit for you, my friend. Now it's the mental game. And that's where people get lost in life, get lost in that next level. And that next level is found in the things that I do. It's misunderstood. Most people are missing something because they don't know who they are. They never examine a lot. They walk around with this gorgeous wife, a great husband, all this money, like missing something. Yeah, because it's about scary to wake up every day and say, I'm stupid, but I want to figure out a way to be smarter. Versus saying, man, I just can't do that. So you limit this box. So your box becomes so small of things you can do. My box went in the box. It was a little pinhole. And then through examining myself, getting some willpower, some courage, it became bigger than this table. But that's what we all do. That's why I wanted to come here today and talk to you about real shit. Not no like hacks. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. Why most people don't want to do that, build that willpower, is because this scary. It unlocks a whole bunch of things about who you are and who you're not. And a lot of people don't want to go down that journey to discover who they are and who they're not. Because it's not a pretty journey. I mean, I've gone down it. It's not like I went down it once. I go down it all the time. And when you unlock that, and you can't just turn it off. Like people say, hey, well, how come you haven't retired yet? I built all this willpower. Do you think it's gonna let me just retire because my knees hurt? It's telling me every morning. I wake up like, man, my knees hurt, my legs hurt, my body hurts, but you can still run. So why aren't you running? If you can still run, there'll be a time when you can't lace them up anymore, but you can still run. So I still run. When the time comes I can't run, the body will say, you just can't run. But if I can still do something, that willpower that I have created, it makes me do it every fucking day. And that's what they don't get. What builds a human being is you start with the small building blocks. Before you know it, you become something that it doesn't even make sense to most people because it's just who you are now. That's why I can still run at 50 with broken down knees, a broken down body. Because my body knows you still can, therefore I do. And if you stop, that's the reality. Because what I've done is in the unseen work, I built Frankenstein. So whenever it's nasty, David Goggins goes, we had nobody anyway, motherfucker. See how I'm talking myself now? That's me. That's fires me to go. That makes me get nuts. We had nobody anyway, motherfucker. Look around you. There was no team. There was you. There was no weight loss program. Mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it, you can be better, trying to build belief. You built belief when you had nothing. Rock bottom. You did that. So as times get hard for me, the truth comes. And my truth is powerful. It's real. It's tangible. I feel it. It comes out of my brain as I speak about it. I'm reliving every single dark moment of my life to be here. So that is what people get. That is what motivates David Goggins, is the unseen work. Everybody needs that pat on the back. They need that training partner. They need that accountability coach. I don't hear this. and neither do they. But it's what we've trained ourselves to believe that we need. You're not looking at the truth in front of you. The truth in front of you is it sucks. It's painful. It's fucking mind-numbing. And sometimes going at it alone. All the time going at it alone, because no one's going to believe you. That's that. I honestly want to be considered one of the hardest men to walk the planet Earth in the history of the world. And what I mean by hard, I'm not talking about the guy who does the most pull-ups and sit-ups, runs the most. All this physical shit, man. Yeah, it helped me get to where I'm at. But all I was doing in the whole process, the process wouldn't be ripped. It wouldn't walk around with my shirt off. That wasn't it. I knew through the physical challenges, through the physical suffering, my mind was getting stronger. I was literally doing that for a reason. I had a weak mind. All the rest just happened to come with it. I was trying to strengthen the mind to handle all the judgment that's passed on me, perceived and not. Sometimes you make it up in your own head. You know, I just want to be able to handle all of that, everything, physical, mental. I want to be perceived as that, like an old school barbarian, an old school guy that's like, nah, dog, man, nothing can hurt this guy, which is why the book is titled, Can't Hurt Me. I want people to have that mantra in their life. Take that with you. Take it everywhere you go in life. And if you believe that and you work towards that, callous in your mind, strengthen yourself. Can't hurt me is strong. In any situation, like when I was in bus, they beat the shit out of me. I was the first one to get to can't hurt me, motherfucker. And they were beating the hell out of me. But you say it enough to you. False motivation becomes fucking real motivation after a while. What I realized is I'm not a cookie cutter type of guy. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to help you. If you're coming in to work with a guy like me, who knows that you have to have thick skin to get better, you have to call yourself out. If you're fat and you're up, I want to hear that. I don't want to hear you tap dancing around you. So I don't take on many clients because when you work with me, we're going to get to the root of the fucking problem. And a lot of people don't want to go there. They don't want to talk about their childhood. They don't want to talk about their past. They want to get to the root of the problem. Then they go, why am I not getting better? They get big, they get jacked, they can run fast, all that shit. But the only thing they're doing is they're coding over the mind. All you're doing is building a bigger, stronger quitter. Your mind hasn't gotten any stronger because you have a strong back end there and dealt with it. So the second adversity comes, like, you respect people who are able to come into that world and leave.
Sure.
This is a fucking lifestyle, man. Like, and people wonder, why am I not achieving more? It's because once we achieve something, we celebrate for a leap of suffering. And suffering is not like go out and kill yourself every day. It's being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That keeps you hungry every day. If you live in your victories for so long and say, I'm going to go challenge myself for 30 days or for 2 weeks or run this one marathon. It is, I did one marathon. Okay? That's why it leaves you. It leaves you because you haven't set up the next obstacle. Obstacles is how you grow. You must continue to have friction. Friction is where growth is at. No friction, there's no growth.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, John from Blue Corn Beeswax will light 60 candles for Marv and Ethel's 60th wedding anniversary.
Marv, Ethel.
Shop small business on Amazon.
George and Junior are fed up. They weren't planning on having to replace their bricks today, but they went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped them find a deal on the right parts.
I got to a point, I'd be running. I was like, okay, man, we could do 10 miles today. I get to 10 miles, but oh no. That's the demon guy that out every morning that walks the streets at night. He comes and says, no, bitch, that's great, but there's somebody out there that you don't know, you never fucking met in your entire life, that is doing 12, 13, 14. You're gonna do another one. And when you meet them, you ain't gonna be fucking ready. So God has kept on running. I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard. when I was just trying to become, I was fat. And I ran by a graveyard. I looked out there and I have all these epiphanies, man. I have all these moments of like, it's crazy, man, of this thought. I'm always by myself, always deep thought about how to be better. I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there are so upset with how you live your life and just regret how you lived it. And I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't fucking die like this, bro. Don't die like this. So people wonder where this comes from me. It comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here? You know, I had to find purpose. And my suffering, it had purpose. It had a purpose. I see these older guys who are still fatigued, man. Like I see these guys who have been in sports for a long time, fighting or basketball, whatever it is. And it's that grind. It's that everyday waking up grind. It's not Father Time, man. It's just the fact that you're not gonna go do it again. Yeah, I gotta do it again. So a lot of these guys are fighting father fatigue. They're doing a good job of doing it.
So my first conversation when I was absolutely nobody, and that's one thing you have to say. We live in a world now that's so kind. We find a kind way around everything. Like, if you don't look good, I have to find a kind way of saying, I don't like your shirt.
Right.
That's not the approach. If that's the approach you're looking for, that book is not for you. Can't hurt me is not for you. Guess what? I was fat. Don't find a kind word to say that, you know what? I gained some weight. No, you're fat. When I couldn't read, not like, hey, you know, you can learn this. No, I cannot read. For fourth grade reading level, I'm struggling. And sometimes I call myself stupid. Not in a way to put myself down. So don't take it like, my God, those are so hurtful. Yeah, they're hurtful. It's honest. The conversation has to become an honest conversation of where you're at mentally. Where am I at mentally? I look like shit. I feel like shit. I'm falling behind in school. I'm lazy. My house is a mess. You have to look at what it is and call it what it is. Don't find words to make yourself feel better, because that's what. So we hang around people that make us feel better, that tell us what we want to hear. This can no longer be okay. And calling yourself out for exactly what you are and exactly how you need to fix it. That's what starts. Nothing is solved by that, man. Nothing. And if you look at America right now, and I won't get off on this, nothing is getting solved because there's so much racism. There's so many things, and that's just one of them. We can't talk about anything. We are skirting all these conversations because if I say this, I'm going to offend a black person, or a white person, or a Jewish person, or a gay or lesbian person. We skirt around the daggone problem. So we can't fix it. Everything is like, well, I say this on TV, I'm going to lose my damn job. We have to say it. We have to break the barriers within our minds, within the world. It starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. Break the barriers down within yourself and it's go there. You gotta go to yourself. So think about it. When I say suffering, people cringe. People, that's the one word whenever I post about it. People cringe. It's not about suffering how people may look at suffering. Like you have to just go to a place that every day your life is suffering. You have to tap into your suffering every day of your life because we have so much scarring that we have to clean up. You have to look at suffering as almost like I look at failure. To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions, the test is your life. All the answers are in there. You have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit. Like people working out. You're only going to visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there That's called the live autopsy. The live autopsy. How do you find out someone died? They crack you open after you're dead. How you can live is do it while you're alive. Go back in your brain, crack it open while you're alive. Don't wait until you're dead to figure out why you died. Do it while you are living. Go in there, go into the suffering, go into the pain of your life and say, why did this suck me so bad? Why am I afraid of all this stuff? Why have I shut down the whole world? I guarantee you, I'll tell you why you shut down the whole world. It's in these nooks of the suffering within your brain, in the scarring, are all the answers to why you are on the couch still sorry. They lie within the scars. Visit them for at least an hour a day, study it, and then you'll find out more about yourself. You'll grow. So don't look at it every day as suffering. Go into it an hour a day. Learn from yourself, learn from life, learn from your failures, learn from your insecurities, learn from your self-doubt. Don't just say, I'm afraid to jump out of an airplane. What makes you afraid of it? Study it. That's why I study my mind. Oh, this makes sense. I came from hell. I came from a place that beat me down to nothing, which is why I'm afraid. All this makes sense. So systematically, one by one, I went back and met every single person in my mind, every situation.
All those things have come from there in that 1 second. And this is where people lose. So what I do in that 1 second, we all think about quitting. It's hard. But what you have to do in that 1 second is hard to process information during pain. Because that pain takes over and you can't think rationally. You're thinking about fight or flight, save yourself. That's not a rational thought. It's not a thought that's going to get you through hard times. Most people fail that 1 second. So what happens, what I do in that 1 second, there's a bigger process to all this, but in that 1 second, I physically stayed in that water. Instructors, it's cold outside, so they got these parkas on. They got their cup of Joe, and they're warm because they've already been through it. So now it's your turn to go through it. So really, I get back with them. I'm still in the water. Physically, but mentally, I'm back with them chilling. I got my parka on, and now I'm thinking logically because I'm warm now. Mentally, I'm warm. I'm taking that 1 second. Let's not quit, audience. Let's think about your options. Where are you going to end up if you quit this? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to save yourself? Because you know you're going to get warm. The second you get out of this water, you can take a shower. Now, reach your belt, you haven't got to get warm, and then you really feel it. And these are the things you have to think about in 1 second decision. So that's what that's all about. It's about gaining control of your mind, putting things back in the proper perspective, and then saying, I really do want to be this. It's all about your mind takes control of you. You have to say, I run this thing. And that's what that's all about. So every morning starts with work. And that's because that's the one thing I hate to do more than anything else. So that's like my cup of coffee. And I'm all about armoring yourself. So the second you leave your house, the second you open your phone, the second you do any of that, you are now letting in poison. So I make sure a lot of things you can't avoid. So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body. Like a person's going to war, you put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up and I'm giving myself all this armor. So when I come out in the world, look at that phone, I'm ready. I'm not waking up late. I'm not rushing around. I'm not disorganized because I know I'm gonna get hit in the mouth. There's an art to getting hit in the mouth, and that is why these things are important. You have to wake up and you have to give yourself. You have to give yourself confidence. That starts with that run. A lot of people sit back and just dream about being a sports figure, or dream about being a SEAL, dream about being an astronaut. And all you dream is when you say, I want to go be a Navy SEAL. You say, okay, I'm going to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. The dream.
She's got energy to do things that she wasn't doing before.
The relish is used to control pain in dogs with osteoarthritis. Adverse events may include ataxia, anorexia, and lethargy. Do not use in breathing.
Thousands of items to save on every week. Digital coupons, instant savings, and cashback.
I say what if a lot. It sounds corny and it sounds weak, but it's true. One of the recruiters said there's not many black Navy SEALs. Matter of fact, I was a 36th African American SEAL in history. It's in over 70 years. Because of the water, you know. I mean, people get mad at me. It's true, just get over it. And insecure ass can overcome this. And that what if mentality, like that dreamer mentality, just would always fuel me. It was true, man. What if I could be a SEAL, man? What if I could go from run a quarter of a mile, now I run 2 or 5 miles? Like I'm training for life. Mentally, I'm training for life. I'm not training for like to lift 400 pounds. And I found out on my own pretty much. It's a repetition of things you don't want to do. You develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind. Your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just an event. What motivated me through that whole process was the fact that this kid came from that. I'm in the hardest training in the world, in the worst shape of my entire life. What if I can graduate amongst these studs?
Wow.
Imagine the gratification I'm going to get by getting to the start line of that race. And what if I can win it? What works for me is that everyday resume, the things I know I've accomplished, the things I know I've done, real hard work, the real calluses on my mind, the real calluses on my hands. That's it. You don't need to pound your chest in the mirror anymore if you have that. And all I thought about was, it works that way to see where is this going to take me? What's the possibility? But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there. That's called the live autopsy. The live autopsy. How do you find out someone died? They crack you open after you're dead. How you can live is do it while you're alive. Go back in your brain, crack it open while you're alive. Don't wait until you're dead to figure out why you died. Do it while you are living. You know what? When the alarm goes off in the morning, do not wake up. Don't wake up. Don't worry about that. Guess what? When you fail, don't blame your mom. Don't blame your dad. Don't blame teachers. Our person to blame is yourself. A lot of people start from a good starting point, from a good foundation. What if you can surpass all of these motherfuckers? So if everybody who was way up here started up here, and you started with no legs. You had to go with legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running. And then you start passing people and all this given to them. I had to use all this negative that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on his head and say, hold up. This might be exactly what I need. It works for me, so it just works great. And trust me, this wasn't my first, second, or third rodeo, so it might take some time. But you'll find it. I get a lot of questions. People asking me for help. So I asked them, what have you done to help yourself? And also, not only that, like work your ass off so you can enjoy. You take a shot. You know, you may not live to be old, so you can enjoy. You take a shot. You know, you may not live to be old, but what did you do? And you worked your ass off and you were able to get up early, able to grind. If you front load it properly, the back half of your life is money. And that's what I did. The second I realized that, man, you are a piece of shit, we got to get going. Because at 47, man, you're not gonna, I've done it.
Most of my true ability comes from the discipline of mind. And that's where my motivation was, is that most people put me in a category. They didn't know the side of me that can write deep, thoughtful books and give people things that can make you cry, make you happy, make you sad. I can bring you through emotion. I can give you 10 years of life within 3 pages. For me, I grew up and I thought I was real stupid. I thought I was dumb. You know, I thought I couldn't read and write, all these different things, man. So the motivation for me now is that while I do run a lot and I do a lot of working out, that's where I go to school. That's my school, man. That's where I learn. That's where the deepness of my thought comes from. That's where the philosophical side of me comes from. That's where all my parents get to Michelle Obama. And I'm a self-published guy. You know, they spent over $1 million trying to get Michelle Obama's book out there. Even though I didn't choose to come out with Michelle Obama both times, it was by chance. It was the energy of the world. I came out with one of the biggest women people of all time. All right, motherfucker, let's go.
Never forget to train your mind. In life, a lot of us work our fucking ass off, trying to get to a better place, a place that makes us feel better about ourselves. Some people want to do ultra races. They're starting to PR during training. Some people want to be a lawyer or a medical student, so they're taking these practice tests, and they're crushing the practice test. But guess what happens? Once you get to the actual fucking event, your mind isn't ready. Your mind's not prepared. You've been studying, you've been training, you've been working out, but your mind's not prepared. Story for you. When I was 19 years old, I was going through the Air Force trying to be a pararescueman. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups, swimming. I was doing all the knocking out of the park. One of the best in the class. But the second the obstacle got in my fucking way, I wasn't prepared for it mentally. I was a beast. All I was doing was I was training a bigger, stronger, faster, quicker. You gotta train your mind for all obstacles that might get in your way.
Day after day after day. That's the thing about what you're doing right now that's challenging. There's a lot of motherfuckers who sign up for the one-day event. A lot of people do. A lot of these CEOs, a lot of these people don't want to suffer, you know, as a living, who don't want to suffer as making it a habit. What they do is they go out and they recruit these people to put them through a 2-day, 3-day challenge. Anybody can do that shit because your mind can process 2 or 3 days of suck. What you're doing, my friend, is going to be damn near a month of suck.
Anybody that follows me knows one thing. I used to be a fat guy. So I get emails about how people want to lose weight. I want to lose 50 pounds, God, because in 3 months. How do I do it? My response to them is, what have you done so far? I know the answer. The answer is nothing. I know you to wake up one morning and decide to going out for a little run, feeling your damn fat. She goes, if you want something, everything out there is free to you. Shoot them up. My diet was breakfast, run. Lunch, run. Dinner, run. Snack, run. Stay hard.
People think, oh, David God is just wasting confidence. He just gets his shit on. He gets his ab right on. I don't get up and get out. I go to the bathroom. I'll watch TV. I'll start doing some work. And I look at those fucking shoes because why my body's saying, go fuck yourself. So you have to be able to win the morning. You have to be able to not allow that to get too deep in your brain. And when things get really tough for you, and you're out there on like day 17, and your knees are hurting, and your back is hurting, and your shoulders are hurting, and your elbow tendonitis, and all kind of shit going on, you gotta start remembering your resume.
So I get an email the other day. This young man wants to be a ranger. He's afraid to go to ranger school. Not because how hard the training is, but because he's afraid if he fails, what people are going to say by judging them. One thing in life, this applies to everything in life. Anytime you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't going to like this. Those normal people, it makes them feel like they're going to judge you. And nowadays, it's very easy to be a coward. Why? We got Instagrammers. Most folks don't tell you to your face. They go online. They post about like cowards. Who that cowards get in your head? And last thing, make sure you.
I used to tell people lies so they would like me. Because I was so insecure. When you start to build yourself up, you start to have the one thing that we don't have is confidence.
Yeah.
Real, authentic confidence through hard work. Everything else goes away. You no longer look to other people for yourself.
Validation.
That's right.
Yeah.
You now know. I walk in a room now, and I know the hours and years and decades I put in the daily guidance. Mental toughness isn't something that you sample. It's something that you live in every day. So when something hard would happen to these kids, like in Hell Week, it would draw on something that made them very insecure, and they look for comfort. Whenever hardness comes, and you know what it is, it may be different for you than it is for me, but you go back to your insecurities. And then when you go back to your insecurities, you then look for comfort within those insecurities. And we all look for that cookie that your mom used to give you when you were sad, when you were sick. We look for our wife or our husband. We look for comfort. It's in those moments you must retrain your mind to think differently in health.
And that means self-esteem, self-awareness, self-belief, self-motivation, self-discipline. So when you don't have that, you attract the people in your life that you're most like. And I was most like a loser. So I attracted a lot of losers. And when you are in that mode of life, and you're not around people getting up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning grinding, saying, come on, motherfucker, let's go. I'm not talking about the gym. I'm talking when it comes to making money, when it comes to anything. These people who are in this out of their mind obsessed. I didn't have that. I had people who were nothing. And I sat there for too many years. And I got involved with people like that. Had relationships with people like that. And what happens is that becomes who you are. So my biggest regret is not building myself fast enough to not go through the beginning of my life in the dungeon. It took too long to come out of the dungeon, almost too long to where there would have never been a day of guidance. There is a time limit on everything, my friend. Everything has an expiration date. There is no tomorrow. Some of us get granted a tomorrow, but there really is not one. I was lucky. And you never want to bring luck into your life. There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what the you're doing. You can't just quit. Remember this. It's in the hobby. It's in the joke. It's a fucking lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no coach. There's no trainer to keep you going. It's only you. So think about this. You're working your whole life to get a seat at the table. The seat at the table is going to be the best amongst all the best people in your career field. So you finally get that letter. It's steak, lobster, it's a big dinner. Everybody's showing up, dressed to the nines. Out, get a nice chair, so you don't get up. The whole thing is this. Don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. So embracing such, it really is something that you can tell yourself. Because we don't want to embrace the stuff. You know, not even me. I don't want to embrace the stuff, but it comes down to a lot, man. Like, I'm all about trying to be the best leader I can. You can't stay in a comfortable world. You have to be very, not always uncomfortable, but you know, you got to find a spot that's not so comfortable. So, let's say it's day one of a job interview. We all know what that feels like. You have your clothes laid out, you got your food ready to go in the morning. You've been preparing for weeks and weeks and weeks. You show up and you bring your best self. You get the fucking job. Merry fucking Christmas. All right. After a couple months, you start showing up to work a little later. You don't look as good. Your clothes aren't fucking laid out. Your breakfast isn't ready. Your mind's getting softer. We do that every day in life. When New Year's coming up, guess what? You must have a fucking clean mind. Repetition every day. Stay hard. It's not just about working out, but for me, working out has been a very big part of my mental growth. So for me, if I am not challenging myself every day, and I swear to God, people will not believe it, I was over almost 300 pounds twice in my life. A person that does that twice in his life does not enjoy cardiovascular activity, okay? Yeah. So people can put anything they want to their head. I did realize one thing. The things I don't enjoy that I still do, that's where growth is at. And that's for me, start attacking you left and right. Make sure that you start to build a mental armor so then you're ready for life. And that comes in a very physical way, and the physical helps out the mental. Well, so I tell myself daily, so I make sure I do at least one thing every day that sucks. It can be for an hour, it can be for 2 hours, sometimes it's for 10 hours. But every day I do something to strengthen the mind. We're all looking for this great mental toughness. Mental toughness doesn't come from sitting on a couch. It doesn't come from wishing it will come true. It comes from putting in the work, and you have to start developing your mindset. Mindset is not developed by wishing. Mindset is developed by doing and actually putting into practice. You have to be able to go through and pull up that who the fuck I am resume and say, oh, for you, I'm sure you studied your ass off for hours and days and years to get where you're at. I guarantee you did harder than this. And that's basically what you have to go back to. But it's hard to do because in that moment of suffering, all you can think about is getting the fuck out of it. So you got to take that 1 second to pull yourself out of that suffering to have a clear thought. It's hard to have clear thoughts in the midst of extreme pain and suffering. One of the keys to my success in life, 1997, I was shaking and afraid of water. I was able to see myself at graduation as a Navy SEAL. But as time went on, I kept on getting rolled back to day one. And every day got longer and longer. So what I had to do was I had to take this big chunk and make it small. So I became the master of the one day that I was living. We got to do that now. We don't know when the end is coming to this. So we got to master that one day. It may keep on getting pushed back day after day. We master that day, and when it be harder and stronger, you'll figure it out. I think that mental health is the most important thing in the world because the mind wants to have control over you. You need to have control over your own mind. So that's all about the mental health. Your mind's going to always guide you in a spot that wants to make you feel comfortable and nice and secure. And it's in those spots that there's no growth. Without friction, there's no growth. So that's why I constantly preach about you have to get outside that comfort zone to find that every day of your life. So that's what I do. It's a constant reminder. And it's through that process, I guarantee you, your mind and body will say, oh, we got this. We've been here before. Maybe not in that kind of pain and suffering, but we've been here before in the demons of your own mind. So that's the best reminder in the world. Hate, jealousy, ignorance, and every word that means that will always be a part of this world. The thing that helps me out in life is I've learned to anticipate stupid. I've always been headed on, people been jealous of me, whatever it may be. I've learned to anticipate stupid. So an example of anticipation. If I come up to you and punch you in the gut, it's gonna hurt like hell. But if I warn you, you can prepare yourself for it. And then that preparation doesn't hurt as bad. So in life, stop letting people affect your day, affect your life, affect the outcome of what's going to happen to you. Learn to anticipate stupid. Never fight ignorance with ignorance. Fight with intelligence. The mentality of can't hurt me is just that. Well, what's in front of you, man? You got to face, you have to confront, you have to overcome and move forward. So now you're able to take these hits along the way. Yeah. So that's the mindset that I think is important to bring with you every day you go. Everywhere you go in life. Bring what you can. So that mentality became what I wanted. And that's how it started, with that visualization of the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And all I gotta do is just keep getting up. So my mentality from week kid became super hard, like beyond hard, next level hard. And but that's what I was getting myself into. As a leader, I should have stepped back. Mike was the ultimate competitor. It's relentless. It will continue to attack you when you least expect it. We must learn to adapt and overcome any and all obstacles that are in front of us. We have to evolve. And the way I evolved was I changed my diet and I started doing a lot more cross training. When the obstacle gets in front of you, don't let it stop you. Don't let it deter you. Navigate around that motherfucker. Maybe you were a victim of being called fat growing up. I was making fun of you. Maybe you weren't the smartest motherfucker in school. And people can't match you for that. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's great power in adversity. If you're a victim of any kind, make sure you use that to become successful. Don't look for revenge. Look for the reckoning. And I guarantee you, all those people you're growing up, you might just be the boss. They'll come looking for a favor. And when they do, you got an option to say okay or do what I do and say go f yourself. Ha! Beware of one thing, motherfucker. Spitting in the wind. That goes back in your face. Stay hard. Once again, it goes back to open-mindedness. If you walk into any kind of event, whether it be physical or mental, if you walk in with already putting that block on your mind of, man, this ain't gonna happen, people go, how did you want to run 35 miles to death, that, and stuff? How did you run 100 miles with no training? Because I went into it not thinking I can't do this, man. I went into it with a strategy. I have an open mind. Mind starts to believe it can be achieved. And then, only then, does it start to break down tactically how we can do this. I'm basically teaching you how to callous over your victim's mentality. I'm teaching you how to, like I did 67,000 pull-ups in training for the pull-up record. I was seriously callousing my hands to protect them. What I'm trying to do with people is teach them how to find more themselves to where they empower themselves. There's a lot of successful people in this world who still feel empty inside. And they're wondering why they still feel empty.
Business evolves fast. Our students are ready. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Oh, that's great. You know, cool. You got, I almost got you.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the weather's on the street, there's a fire in your eyes out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights are leading is fair and blinding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe I'm wrong. You're my Today was gonna be the day, but believe that everybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding. And all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said, maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And I'm wrong. You're not one to walk. I said, maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. I said, maybe you're gonna be the one.
Amazon offers hourly employees health care on day one for the whole family.
You only live once. If you work it right, once is enough, my friends.
In here, we fight for a better life.
Your transformation.
Where you walk in at. It's gone. This ain't for the fucking amateurs. This is the one that wants to fucking win it. The path must take. The one that leads. The character. Legacy. That's where that's just there. Don't give it to you. Don't take it away. It's yours to have or not have. How you fail this? There's anything out there to succeed. Not relying on anyone else's efforts. You're self-sufficient, self-supported. Those kind of guys, we're fine. Put your body in motion. You will remain in motion. Not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. Your mind's in motion. Everything's in motion. And when everything's in motion, what happens? You give birth to new opportunities. Little things in life add up to be the difference of winning it and losing it. It's being vicious in life. Add all those edges. Get to your motherfucker. There's a lot of fucking pain here, but with pain comes great reward, and it never comes. Hell down in life. There's no morale to throw it in. You know what? I'm selling myself too short. I'm capable of more. Oh, by the way, size fucking matters. How about this? That's not normal. Because we don't want to be more. Want some more of that taste. Yeah, fucking hungry. This ain't no disco ball. The fucking gym. Stop parading around here like there's some fucking princess. Being fit is only fucking special.
You working out? Good shit, bro. Fucking you're doing a diet and shit. Doing a diet, I might just have to try it. I forgot to say, we did a fucking 14, 15-hour water fast, bro. I just got done. 7-mile run, 15-hour water fast. We had some hamburgers and then came right back after lunch. Light work, bro. Let's go.